a small step forward, then another and another.
I learned very young that you don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm gonna build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm gonna lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. Yeah. And you do that every single day.
And soon you have a wall.
And soon you have a wall. Yeah. And I think psychologically, the advantage that gives me over a lot of people that I have been in competition with in different situations is it's difficult to take the first step when you look how big the task is. The task is never huge to me. It's always one brick.
How do you force yourself to do it? You can wake up in the morning and say, today I'm committing to making small progress on this thing I'm curious about.
I believe there's a success formula, and it takes two parts. It takes first showing up. 50% of success is just showing up. I think in life, you want to show up for your health, show up for your relationships, show up for your career, show up for your service. But just showing up, is that just going to get the job done? No, you have to play full out.
Why you're doing the things that you're doing. Why do you have the bad habits that you have? Like when you find yourself at the same point over and over and saying, oh, this is like Groundhog Day. Why is it that I just keep landing in the same spot over and over? Well, you have to look at it and say, you know, what are the things leading up to that? What are the decisions I'm making? What are the habits I'm doing? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? And pretty soon you can start to recognize your own patterns. When you can recognize your own patterns, that's when you can create change.
You will feel resistance. You will struggle. You will start to feel like it needs to be perfect. You're going to come up with excuses. You're going to talk yourself out of it. Why? Well, because you're used to thinking, and now you're asking yourself to do. Why am I explaining what you should expect? The reason why I'm explaining what you should expect is because it's normal to feel those things. It's normal to feel scared. It's normal to feel like you don't want to do it. It's normal to think about doing it perfect. Letting those things stop you is a choice.
The road to success is through commitment and through the strength to drive through that commitment when it gets hard. And it is going to get hard and you're going to want to quit sometimes, but it'll be colored by who you are and more who you want to be.
The only solution is micro action. That's it. I don't want to hear shit about your big goals. In fact, for everybody out there, I don't want to hear shit about your dreams and your goals until you're actually taking the actions every day for a couple weeks straight. You don't get to talk about your dreams until you can prove that you wake up and every single damn day you push yourself to take one small action forward. If you can do that consistently for a month, then you can start talking about your dreams. Then you can start talking about how you make money at it. Then you can start talking about how you build skill around it. But until you can...
Inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music. You're listening to TW3 Radio.
How could a man hit a target he could not see? That's a pretty good question. Here's another one. How can you hit a target you do not have? Besides, planes are built for flying. Ships are built for sailing. Houses are built for living. And man, too, was built for purpose. He was designed for accomplishment. He's engineered for success. He's endowed with the seeds of greatness. And the greatest danger we as human beings have is when we do not do anything at all. People today complain of lack of time. It's not lack of time that's the problem, it's the lack of direction. Are you a wandering generality? Or are you a meaningful specific? Are you going to work tomorrow because that's what you did yesterday? If that's the reason you're going tomorrow, you won't be as good tomorrow as you were yesterday because you're 2 days older and no closer to the goal you do not have. What about you personally? Have you got your goals laid out? Are you a meaningful specific? or are you a wandering generality?
See, you are part of an equation, and you are needed. Part of why we should begin to look at how we give up our lives is that we've got to begin to see, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What is my life work? And then give ourselves to that. Because as we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, as you begin to take on this new era that we're in, if you decide that I'm going to begin to start living life, I'm going to start giving more of myself, I'm going to start putting out more, contributing more to life. Here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you that life will take on a whole new meaning for you. I guarantee you that life takes on a whole new dimension, that you'll be happier, you have a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment in life, that now you will begin to take off on some new paths to some newer horizons, that you'll begin to see life totally different than most people.
You got to have those long-range goals. And the rule is a simple one. You go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll always be able to see further. Are you a wandering generality? Or are you a meaningful specific?
And most of us go through life because we're not using that which we've been given, that we are punished, that we're going through life getting up in the morning with no reason to get up. There's a scripture, when I heard it, I couldn't understand it. I say, how cold? He that hath shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has shall be taken away. He that hath a generous view of life, he that has courage, he that hath initiative, he that hath resourcefulness.
I say it with all of my heart. I know in my mind that man was designed for accomplishment, that he's engineered for success, that he is endowed with the seeds of greatness.
You're listening to TW3 Radio, inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
Why is it that people don't want to grow? Why is it that they just settle for being less than what they are capable of being? Why is it they shy away from doing their stuff and challenging themselves and taking life on and making it an exciting adventure? Why is it? Because living your dream, it's hard, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard living your dream. We are in charge of our attitudes. And when you're in charge of your attitude, you say, if it's hard, then do it hard. I won't allow this to stop me. I don't have the option of easy. I don't have the option, and I don't think you do, or any of us do, of going around trying to find a dream that's a little dream that doesn't require much responsibility or not too stressful or won't be too much of a hassle. No, no, no. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. An optimist sees an opportunity in every calamity. A pessimist sees a calamity in every opportunity. What can make it okay? Your attitude about it. That you decide that this is not going to determine who I am. Charles Swindoll said about attitude, he said, the longer I live, the more I realize the impact attitude has on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures and successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearances, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play the one string we have, and that is our attitude.
If there's anything in life that you don't currently have right now, it's because of who you are and how you think. And I know you're strong enough to do it because you're human. And every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to. Push through it. Push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive. Y'all running from pain. Y'all running from challenges. You telling me how difficult your life is. Do you understand it is the difficulty that's going to prepare you and take you to that next level? I'm here just like you here, and I promise you, I ain't leaving without the degree. I will not leave without that goal. I will not leave without that dream. I will not leave this university until I'm successful. I will not leave this job. I will not leave this client. I will not leave this opportunity until I get it.
You're listening to TW3 Radio, inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
Look what you did there, and you can't do that. And who are you, Terry? Who are you to go and talk to hundreds of people about business? You're a failure. You went bankrupt. Well, let me tell you something. I figured out a way not to do business. And you need to know this. And Les tells a story about where he was playing Connect Four. I don't know if y'all know Connect Four, but it's this little checkers game that you play. And he's playing with his son, and he's playing. He played for hours with his son. And he says, "Son, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired." He says, "Dad, one more game. And he said, "Son, I'm bored. I'm tired." He goes, "Listen, it's not over until I win." And finally his son won, and they could quit playing. And he says, Les says, how many of us would find so much more success if we'd have the attitude of that little child? It ain't over until I win. This ain't over until I win. I'm still going to play this game. I'm still going to be involved. I'm still going to be engaged so I get my breakthrough.
Welcome to TerryWilson3.com, home of TW3, the most powerful marketing tools, training, and technology on planet Earth. Get ready to earn, enjoy, and experience more than you ever dreamed was possible. If you're tired of just getting by and ready to really thrive, then buckle in and listen up. Here's your host, Terry Wilson.
What's up, Keith? This is Terry Wilson, and you are here on our podcast at TerryWilson3.com. River, your mom just sent me a text and says you have her credit card.
I actually think I do.
And so if you'll just read the numbers out loud real quick,
Gotcha.
she can...
We got 6.
Good night. She knows we're podcasting with it. I'm sorry, honey. We'll get that over to you in just a second. But anyway, this is episode 441, and tonight we're talking about security and how it is a booming business right now. Now, Reagan, I know that some people are right now, the week after the election, going to hear me talking about personal security and different products and stuff.
Not good. Just go ahead and cut to the chase.
Let me just go ahead and lay out there. That southern redneck right-wing conservative is calling for people to chill your jets. This has been going on all year. It's just this was scheduled for this week about a business products and stuff we have in our referral marketing package and how it is the #1 selling products right now online in the country. And there's a ton of money to be made. And so don't try to read.
Let's take politics out of it. This is a business show, so you should be thinking about money.
That's right.
You know what just shot up in stock value?
What?
Ammunition. Now, I'm not saying that that's a good thing or bad thing. You take that what you will, but it did shoot up.
We're not making, there's no political overtones here. So just chill out if you're feeling that way. But we have a big word alert, fiduciary responsibility to our audience. I've
been called that a lot.
to let our audience know and our members, hey, this is what's going on. This is a great business opportunity for you to offer various products, goods, and services, and it not necessarily have to be just in, guns and ammunition, but that's part of it. There's other things like home security systems, safes, cyber security. I was just interviewed a few weeks ago by a guy out in Sweden, a good friend of mine, great guy, and his business is booming right now in cybersecurity. And you don't have to know anything about cybersecurity and technical stuff like that and still make tons of money on it, because it's a product and service that you can offer online to people and make tons of money. So we're going to get in that tonight. But before we do, I want to introduce my family that's in with me today. Off camera because of a dental episode.
Right.
That he did not want to show his face tonight.
He actually looks fine.
He looks fine.
I was expecting more. I was a little disappointed.
So you ought to come on camera.
All right. Pull the camera over now.
Pull the camera over. So, River, how are you feeling now that the swelling has come down?
There's still a good bit of pain there. But the medication definitely helps. But it's definitely
medication always helps.
Medication always helps. But it's definitely nice not having that swollen there. But I've just been spending the weekend. I got Red Dead 2.
Nice.
And I've just spent about 24 hours just this weekend just playing it. Really
that's
fun.
A good excuse. That's some of the best you can have in your
Now,
life.
you guys just said a word. I have no idea what you meant by what was it again?
Oh, he got a video game.
Okay, and it was called
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead.
I say I don't know either.
Yeah, it's a cowboy game, but the point is he's got an excuse to just sit down and do nothing.
I brought one of those what's it called, like breakfast in bed tables, and I put my monitor on there, and I've just been like laying in bed, just like
he's doing nothing with his life right now. It's fantastic.
Pretty much.
He's like, I remember when I was 13. This is so great.
Oh, it's the best. 3 months ago, I got. This is gonna sound horrible, but I tested positive for COVID, and it was the best 2 weeks of my life. They wouldn't let me work. I couldn't go anywhere, and Ghost of Tsushima came out.
It really has been the best weekend because I just left my old job and now I'm going into like a new, much, much, much more relaxed job where it's just like nobody cares if you're there or not, and it's just like so nice. And then
the environment you want to live in is when people don't care.
Yes.
My goal is that nobody notices I'm there or not there.
Exactly. It's so nice, and that on top of being able to just relax for the weekend was really cool.
Well, that is good. I'm glad.
People are going to be asking what happened.
Yeah, go ahead and explain what happened.
So I'm no dentologist, but
are you anti-dentite?
No, not. But what I can say is what he told me, which was there's decay in my tooth, which was a baby tooth, and that was reaching the nerves beneath that, and it hit the nerve, which made it infect, and then it made my whole
infected.
Cheek. Yeah,
and then you had to have a bone graft. Had it cut out.
Yeah, and he got pliers and put it in my mouth. He's like, all right, you're going to feel a little bit of...
you're going to feel just a little bit of pressure.
That's what he said. He said, you're going to feel pressure and you're going to hear a crack. And I said, a crack in my mouth? In my mouth?
Then, all right. I'd like to ask for more medication.
Yeah. So, and he took it out and I felt him twist it in my mouth, and I was like, ooh.
I feel like the visual would be worse than the...
just think
just imagine like real tools going into your face.
It was
like, that's
awful.
not right.
Yeah, it was a terrible, terrible time. But I got to play Red Dead, so...
So
it's the yin and yang.
It's the yin and yang of life. You're always finding something positive in there.
Exactly.
Well, that other voice that you hear if you're on the audio podcast and don't see the camera, that is my son, in whom I'm well pleased as well. My oldest, we call him Trickle Down around here. Supply side.
Because he doesn't work.
What's up, Reagan? What's going on, man?
So, what you did had nothing to do with oral hygiene. Like, you could have flossed all you wanted and it would have changed nothing. His baby tooth never grew in, and then the bigger tooth grew over it, and so it's like below it and rotting or whatever. But I know for me, after hearing that, I haven't missed a day flossing. I use my fluoride every day, and it has nothing to do with that. It's
You've been motivated by his pain.
Well, yeah,
My
that's
oral
what
hygiene is the best it's ever been. I always brush twice a day, but flossing I can skip. Nope, not in the last few days. Every day.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go ahead and get this out on the segment one here, because I know we're going to be going into training here about how to make money in the security side, and then we'll be answering questions in segment 3. And but before you make your announcements about how to share the podcast and all that and how to put in questions, I would just want to go ahead and lay this out on the table because I know it's in everybody's mind.
Why is the NBA season already starting? I agree.
Well, we had an election this past week. You had to do it. And someone that I think highly unqualified to get elected was elected. And I heard the acceptance speech, and it bothered me. I don't even know if it's constitutional right now. It's still in debate.
I'm waiting for the joke.
Where's the punchline?
In Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, a French bulldog named Wilbur was elected mayor.
I was wondering where that was going.
I don't know how you elect a dog as mayor.
Look at your options. I mean, sometimes, sometimes.
So, I was going to have a little fun with that. I said, I'm teeing this up, dude. Because
Me and River both looked at each other like,
excuse me. He keeps telling us to keep it cool, and now he's going there.
Hello.
But yeah, I saw that come through my news feed, and I said, a bulldog was elected mayor.
Good for that bulldog.
Good for that bull. Good for the people of Rabbit Hash, Kentucky. That's what I'm saying.
They said, hey, if we don't like him, he's only got a 7-year lifespan anyway.
So anyway, let's go ahead and make some announcements.
All right. So if I can remember off the top, we got
hashtag.
This is what happens when
he's got one line. He's got one. You had one job to do.
Use
in
the
his
hashtag.
defense, he doesn't have paper this time.
Yeah. It's really hard. I can't think.
Yeah, it's really hard. While you think about it, so we're taking questions in segment 3. So if you guys have those, go ahead and send them in. Typically, our members will answer those in the chat for you. The only thing we do ask, if you're going to have questions, just keep it clean, positive, and relevant. And if none of those things, just make it funny. We're big fans of humor here. You can say whatever you want as long as it's funny. It's a risky line, but that's how we got away with it as kids. All right, go ahead, Ruben.
All right. So if you don't mind sharing this podcast with the hashtag TW3Podcast 441 on any social media network, please use the hashtag. It makes us a lot easier to find you, so that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, it helps us use the search feature so we can find you. Now, if you put it on MySpace, we'll still look for it. But
right. Do we have any giveaways today?
We do. We have a free book, the You Are Worth More book, and we might even give some. I think I'm gonna give some free gas away. Gasoline, petroleum,
right.
Things that
right. What were you thinking?
Yeah. No, the other type of gas we give in segment 2. I just bloviating the whole time. Yeah. So anyway, guys, when we get back, we're going to show you how to make money in the security business, cybersecurity, safes, home securities with security cameras and all of that kind of stuff. Even guns and ammos and things of that nature. It is the number one products. It is spiking everywhere, and it has been for many, many months now online. And we're going to show you how to leverage that and how other people at TW3 is doing the same thing to make money. When we get back right after this.
Hey, do you need cash for business expenses or bill consolidation, inventory, or maybe reinvesting in your business? When money is tight, man, I tell you, business can be stressful. Trust me, I know. So I want to tell you, learn how to leverage money and time with a great product and service that I use all the time at TW3. It's a custom financing opportunity that the terms and the services are totally custom fit for you. It's easy, it's fast, it's secure, and it's at cashmutualstore.com. That's cashmutualstore.com. So what are you waiting for? Do you need inventory, or do you need to reinvest in your business? Do you need to start a business? You can grow your business by leveraging easy lending opportunity at cashmutualstore.com. Join the thousands of other entrepreneurs and small businesses we've helped at cashmutualstore.com so you can start taking your income, your business, and your life to the next level. That's cashmutualstore.com. Easy, fast, and secure.
You're listening
listening to TerryWilson3.com. Inspiring, informative, and entertaining content for the entrepreneur and small business owner. And now, back to the TW3 studios with Terry Wilson.
All right, so we're back. Let's go ahead and get into that training.
Tonight I want to talk to you about something that I think if you will hear what I'm trying to communicate, and I'm going to do my best to articulate it as best possible, you are going to figure out a way to align your business goals with the needs of the marketplace in the current condition we're in right now, and you're going to do very well. Maslow has a hierarchy of needs. There's 5 hierarchy of needs, and right now, especially in the coaching space, a lot of coaches I'm working with are struggling, especially in 2020, because they're out pitching products of self-actualization, products that will bring esteem, and even some products that bring love and belonging. These are higher psychological needs that we have in the hierarchy of needs. And right now we're serving a marketplace, and we're living in a marketplace that the number one thing on everyone's mind, no matter what political persuasion you are, it's just a psychological need, is security and safety. And some even basic needs right now because of the economy, getting down to air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and those things. So it's hard to convince, talk to people, persuade people, influence people, inspire people to go after their better selves, to understand that, as we say at TW3, you are worth more. All of those things that people, when they're hitting on all cylinders, if you will, when they are operating at their full capacity, when they're being their better selves, that's where they want to go next. That's the top of that's the highest pinnacle of humanity, is being able to self-actualize, to be able to be your better self. But until you get down to the nitty-gritty basic things, it's hard to even have an audience. And so tonight I want to talk to you, number one, about how you can have those basic needs. But more importantly than that, you can be a conduit, a means for other people to have those better needs, those basic needs. And in doing so, you're actually going to be able to help yourself realize those top pinnacles, that desire to become the most that you can be. And it's going to serve some basic psychological needs, some safety needs, and love and belonging needs, esteem needs, and then that top pinnacle that we all need, which is that that highest form of ourselves, when we are doing what we love to do and making a living out of it. And that's when life becomes fun. You're not working anymore. And so if you don't believe, just look at the numbers. This is the numbers from 2020. And 2020's had a lot of stuff go on. But personal security is up 61% in sales. Home security systems are up 146% in sales. Value securities like safe deposit box, safes themselves, and things of that nature to protect one's belongings are up 44%, even moving money from one type of investment tool to another just to protect it. Security certificates like concealed carry permits and things, and training on how to protect yourself is up 72% in 2020. Those are the numbers. So what that means to you, Mr. and Mrs. Entrepreneur, what that means to you, person who wants to be an influencer in their society, that doesn't want to be just a bystander in watching the world go to hell in a handbasket, but want to get in the game and do something about it, to bring and to manifest a better reality for yourself and others, is there's a huge opportunity in front of us. There's an opportunity to do better for others, and there's an opportunity to do better for ourselves in doing that. I've always said, if you want to be a person that earns a lot, enjoys a lot, experiences a lot, then be a person of value. And what is a person of value? A person that brings value to others. And what is that? That's just solving problems. Your market, your client, your customer, your friends, family, and foes, they have problems. And if you come with a solution in your hand, you are going to be looked at as a solution, a value to their lives. And things of value people pay a premium for because, well, they got to have it. So there's an opportunity here, and there's really three basic ones. Number one, there's opportunities to diversify your product and service line. So if you're in the space of just offering this or just offering that, I want to show you there's some products out there that you could be offering your clientele right now, and in many instances not even selling them anything and getting paid by third parties just to help them. I want to show you where there's a people group right now. There's some real people out there that need, want, desire, and can't afford what it is you're offering because it's of the utmost. It's their basic needs. So they're going to go after it. And in doing so, and because you're going to have these resources, these tools, it's going to provide an income stream for you. So let's get into it. Products. You're going to have the ability, and if you don't have this yet, if you're an elite member, you have this already and you just don't know it. If you're not an elite member at TW3, it's a great time to consider it because you don't have to have an inventory. You don't have to go out and buy an inventory or things to resell, but you will have the ability to offer guns, ammos, and safes to people right now that are motivated in the marketplace. You will be able to have security systems to be able to put in people's homes. You will be able to provide an ability for people online to get their concealed carry permits. You'll be able to offer training courses. You'll be able to offer financial products to protect people's values, not just their physical values and safe, but their monetary values. And you'll be able to offer cyber protection because more than ever, matter of fact, I was just interviewed by someone that owns a cyber protection firm in Sweden. That is a huge service that people need right now because let's face it, people, the world has gone, it's the wild, wild west out there, and people want to do business online. We've been forced to do business online because of the COVID-19 situation, but that's opened up for nefarious actors out there, people that just want to hurt people, the ability to, go in on Zoom calls and steal information. There's all kinds of security issues out there right now. And as a person at TW3 that has what we call our referral marketing package, you have got products in your package right now that you're going to be able to offer people to give them. And here's the thing. I know I'm talking to an audience right now, and some of you come from different political persuasions, and that's fine. Than I do, and we can all be friends. And some of them say, "Well, Terry's just one of those Southern evangelical right wingers that's out there telling people to arm up." If you're hearing that, you're not hearing my heart. Okay, what I'm telling you is there's a motivated audience out there right now, and if you're a business person, it's incumbent upon you to serve your market. And you can stand on the sidelines and you can shout and yell your persuasions if you want. Or you can serve people, because I'm not out here selling people they ought to buy this or buy that. I'm out there saying, hey, there's a market out there wanting to buy this. I have resources here that can be able to equip them. And in some of these instances, like CCPs and training courses, in some instances, I'm not even selling anything. I'm giving value away, giving products away because they're already in that vein, and I'm getting paid for it. Okay, so there's a huge product line that you are afforded with our RMP package that's going to put you in line with a market that is highly, highly motivated, and the numbers bear out. You've got like I said, a motivated audience. So, the three P's that I always talk about in our training to be a successful business, you need to have people, product, and a process that gets what you have in front of those people, converts them, and captures the sale. And that's what TW3 offers. Well, we've got products that people are motivated by. You've got a motivated audience. And the other opportunity that's staring you right in the face with all of this is an income opportunity. Some of the commissions on our RMP stuff, whether you sell anything or not, anywhere from $1 up to $500 right now. So that is huge. I've been signing people up with CCPs online here and getting $45 a clip. That's huge, huge. And I didn't sell them anything. I just sent them over to a link and boom, $45. I've been able to offer people links on, finding ways to get ammo that they needed. They already had guns. They just needed ammo and stuff. and I don't know if they bought it or not, but I'm getting, $5 a click. So there's a huge income opportunity in our referral marketing package that we have here at TW3. There's a business opportunity right now, but as you know, several people are downsized, underemployed, or unemployed. And I can set people up as their own work from home personal security representative and put them in business to be able to offer people training from home, to be able to offer different cybersecurity, personal security, home security, products, goods, and services, like I said, training and all that. And every time I get someone in business to do that, I'm getting paid $1,500. And then I've got people that come from a military background, a policing background, a person that's already been trained, and they're able to offer additional training on top of what already the products, goods, and services that we have. They're also able to bring other people on as representatives, and they get to coach them and get paid a $1,500 commission plus $50 a month to get them in business. So these are huge income opportunities. Just this past week, over $5,500 earned in the week of a chaotic election. $5,500 in new business, not including residual and all this other stuff. Guys, there is a huge opportunity staring you right in the face called security. And if you have the right products and you know how to reach the people and you have a package that will put that process together to put you can become a huge person of value and give other people tremendous value as well.
Don't laugh. It just encourages them.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
That's pretty good. That's good. That's good.
Eventually I'll work these buttons out.
We're back. We're going to go ahead and get into some of these questions. We have some email questions we'll hit first. Number one, what happened to episode 440 that you talked about last week?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this past week, and I told Rick I wouldn't release it until he released his, and he's scheduled to release it on the 11th of this month, which is not tomorrow, but Wednesday. And so I'll release mine on Wednesday as well. So that's the whole reason. And if you guys have not subscribed to TerryWilson3.com/iTunes or TerryWilson3.com/podcast, go over there, because sometimes there's audio content that we release that's not on the live podcast. And it was a great time with Rick. Things that you don't even, some of you might realize, but there's a lot of things going on, especially with social media platforms. And I mean, there's a lot of things with personal privacy, and there's a lot of things you give up, and maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but you just ought to know about it so that you can make an educated decision. I'm not making a judgment on it, but more than what the average person realize. Because I think we all realize now, hey, if I go to this website and I'm shopping at Amazon or I'm shopping at eBay or I'm looking at something or shopping cars, whatever, I'm going to start seeing stuff in my news feed. That's pretty intuitive, but there's other things that's even more sophisticated than that's going on. And it has been leveraged for the last 2 election cycles. And there's even more stuff that's going on. And so you just need to be aware of it, both from a consumer standpoint and for me personally in our audience from a marketing standpoint, because these are some tools that can be used. And I'm not advocating using nefariously or manipulatively, if I can say that, get it out of my mouth, but being manipulative.
Yeah.
But there are some tools that you can get your products, goods, and services out in a much more effective way, much more compelling way. By using some of these tools in social media. So that was a great conversation I had with him.
Cool. Second question here. Is there a way to start for free with TW3?
Well, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, we have an affiliate program that lets you get started for free. You can go to terrywilson3.com/affiliate. Only thing about the affiliate thing is it is reselling. It's reselling directly, but it's, started for free. I think the commission goes 100, 300, and 400, or
I think it's 150. No, it is. It's 100, 200, 300, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. It's on. If you go to terrywilson3.com/affiliate, it breaks it down a little bit more. But yeah, those are the commission rates for that. And I'll let you get started for completely free. Get a little bit of our tools and some of our scripts and a little bit of training. So,
and it is important to know that if you want to become a member and a trainer, your commissions go up, but that's because you actually have the tools to be able to train your clients that you sell to.
Right.
And so that you can use, so you don't have to cold call. So that's the reason why there's a huge advantage of being a member. And if you want to start for free, you can't in that regards, but you can start with no money down through some creative financing if it's right for you. And we just make sure, own your decision. Sometimes going into debt for something is the worst thing you can do.
Yep.
Sometimes that's the only thing you can do, and it helps you to leverage other people's money to get started. And we've had a lot of clients that get it, and before the first payment comes due, they're already making money.
Yeah.
So it's a positive cash flow from that. And it doesn't happen every time. There's a risk. You need to be aware of that. So just caveat emptor, which is
be aware.
Be aware, because we're not going to own your decision.
Right. Let's see. Number 3, what does some of your top earning clients make? About $1.50.
About $1.50 an hour, yeah. $1.75. No. Well, it's hard for me to quantify the clients that don't resell our system.
Don't say any names, but if you had to give like a general estimate.
Oh, we've got some making $300,000 to $500,000 a year.
Right. And that's not just one person.
That's not just one person. That's multiple people.
Yeah.
And I want to say this carefully, but the effort it takes to make from nothing to $100,000 is 100% harder than it is to make $100,000 to $500,000.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that a ton. Yeah.
Because it's that initial first $100,000 in business, at least in the ecosystem that we support, because there's a technical aspect to it, there's a marketing aspect to it, there's all these different nuances that have to be sort of understood.
Well, Kevin O'Leary says it all the time. You start getting your money to work for you. I mean,
yeah. Once that rocket is launched, and once you break away from the gravitational pull of old habits, old mindsets, old understandings, knowledge that you just don't know, skill sets that you just don't have, once you, it's almost like all of the drag that was on you initially comes off, and then it just becomes almost like a game.
Yeah.
Once I learned my scales and fingering positions and understood a little bit about, music theory and how it works,
chord structures
and rhythmic patterns and all of that stuff. Once all of that is understood,
then it's fun.
Then it's immensely fun. And going from this song over here that's in the key of G to this song over here that's in the key of B flat, it's just a matter of transposition.
Yeah.
And it's just that first, that's always that initial getting up to speed in anything. And it's that way. I was working with a trainer a few weeks ago, and they told me something I didn't realize, and maybe you disagree with this. I'll let you push back on it. But they told me that I needed to be in the gym 5 to 6 times a week right now. I need to have my calorie intake, caloric intake in what I'm doing at a certain level. And then once my body mass index changes and my metabolic system changes and I get to this level, all of a sudden I can go into just a straight up maintenance mode of 2 or 3 times a week. And actually my calories, I can loosen up just to maintain. But it's that initial getting the weight off of you, developing muscle mass, and all of that other stuff.
You're laying the foundation for...
And they told me, they was giving me numbers that most people that give up on health or give up on health in this time space because it's the most difficult. And I was seeing, as she was laying this out to me, a direct correlation between
business.
I said, man, that's like business and everything else.
It's like anything difficult. And I mean,
what weeds the people out.
That's what people don't get. When people say, I know for you and I joked about that for a long time. People would say, I enjoy working out. I enjoy going and running. And people are like, how do you enjoy something that's strenuous? But it's like you're saying, it's like once you get your ground foundation in, once you enjoy something, it's same for business. Like once you get your wits about you and you know what you're doing, well, then it becomes a game. It's like, oh, well, I'm sore, but I know this is building the muscle. It's like, and you're seeing progress. It's like, oh, my weights are going up.
Well, you're working out too.
Like I'm starting to see like a lot of correlation with that.
Yeah.
Once I started lifting weights, at first it was like, you don't really know how to use the machines. You don't really know how like
it's
what you're
awkward.
doing. Yeah, and then like once you feel pain, you're like, am I supposed to feel this? Is this right?
Yeah.
And then after a while, you're like, oh, like I know this is what's supposed to be happening, and it's like,
and I, keeping it back to business, like I wouldn't say I had a bad first week with sales and stuff. I had a good week. Like I had good conversations and stuff, but it took me, what's the right way to say this? I wasn't expecting the way I was going to feel when I got like a hard pushback from someone, because I've never had that before. Like, so you
felt the sting a little bit.
Yeah, I felt it much more than I would right now. I mean, you can tell me now and I'll be like, okay, it's not for you then. Well,
right.
Whatever. But at that time though, no, it kind of hurt. And I'd say that with the knowledge that like, this is a kind of a family business. Like I've seen it start from the ground up. I know what went into it. So there's a little bit of personal tie for me. It's like, no, trust me. Like, this isn't just, your MLM type. I was like, there's merit to this. Like maybe it's a good fit for you, but I think once I got my wits about me, once I understand, like, there's just certain mindsets that it's not for, and them being so adamantly not for it is probably a good thing, because it makes my job easier. I don't have to like waste my time. So,
well, too, I think the advantage that you have that's very important to bring out to our audience, whether they're with TW3 or another product, is we always say something in sales, and I think Tom from Chi-Town brought this up one time. He said, when you sit down at the desk to write a deal or to negotiate a deal, there is going to be a sale take place on one side of that table or the other.
Yeah.
Either the guy is going to sell you on you need this, or he's going to sell you on no, I'm not buying. But there is going to be a sale take. And the advantage you have is because you are in the family, you have a vantage point that other people that are just starting at TW3 or just starting at any other, because after 3 or 4, oh, this is a scam, this don't work, well, then all of a sudden they start selling you, well, maybe I didn't.
Yeah.
And you see that in not just this business, but I've because we've got clients that have been in just a car business, insurance business. I recruited a guy years ago that we all know into the insurance business, and he didn't last a week because his dad and his family and everybody went to call on, oh, that's insurance is a scam. You're going to lose your shirt. Go back and get a real job, blah, blah, blah. Well, they sold him on not doing it.
Yeah.
And so that's why that Simon Sinek book means so much to me about having a very, very strong why. Because if you don't have a strong why, you have a why. You have a why because why am I doing this? Well, number one, I feel like this is something I'm good at. I can do. It's family. I know it. So I'm wanting to build a better career and future for myself. I mean, you've got those whys that when you run into people pushing back and making accusations that aren't true, they're not going to talk you out of it.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so important, people, that get a strong why. Whatever you're going after, the first few weeks of me working out, I was just like, and it was a pain. Now I literally, for the first time,
You're enjoying it.
For the first time in my life, I look forward to going to the gym.
Yeah,
for multiple reasons, and I want to give kudos for Cliff Ravenscraft. We were talking about it, and he helped me reframe, because he says, "Why do you hate it?" And I didn't realize every time I worked out and every time I thought about working out, I went back to a 16-year-old young buck in high school running suicides.
I was about to say, it's probably those suicides from basketball.
I was like, God, I was just thinking, I was 160 pounds back then. I could jump up and grab, I was in the top shape of my life.
And you still hated it.
And I hated it.
Yeah.
So now I'm 45, I'm overweight. How am I supposed to enjoy?
Yeah.
But he helped me reframe. He said, well, let me ask you this. And I started answering questions and started thinking about it this way. And I reframed it. I said, I do like some quiet time with just my headphones on and getting my head clear for a podcast I'm going to create or whatever.
It's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. I do like the way I feel after working out for a good solid 45 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's we're getting a little bit down a rabbit hole, but for anybody that's like it, there's a lot of benefits to working out. That's not just physical; it's mental.
The clarity I have now, the synapses is going a lot better than what it.
I was talking to
the fog heads. One
of our friends that's a psychologist, and she was saying like especially for young males, there's a natural testosterone that builds, so you have more aggression. I'm just gonna say, being able to lift something heavy and then throw it back down is good for you. Sometimes it's like
works
you have
that out.
pent up in you. And
It
you need
works it out. Well, because we're created to be, killers out there bringing home the food and stuff. I mean, there's a biological.
This is getting into the Joe Rogan side of it. Yeah, we're 8 men.
We're 8 men.
But yeah, for real.
But no, it correlates to business in that if you're going to start a business, go ahead and get your mindset right, reframe things, have a strong why. Yeah. Don't let people talk you out of the goals and the ambitions and the future and destiny that you're trying to build for yourself. Go after it, because the sale is going to be made, and you got to decide: are they going to sell me or am I going to sell them?
Yeah,
that's just the bottom line.
All right, last question here from email. What would you do? What would you do different?
Are you a Pentecostal? I need to interpret that real quick. What he said was,
what would you do different if you were starting from scratch today?
What would I do different? Well, that's not a fair question in the fact that, you go back and say, I wished I knew then what I know now type deal.
But the only way you know what you know now is what you did then.
You're right.
Yep.
But I would have stayed hyper focused. If I started all over, I wouldn't try to do 15 things at one time. I would go after what's the fastest route to creating positive cash flow.
Yeah.
What are the activities that require that? And I would engage in that alone right then and there. Most business opportunity seekers and people that are always looking for ways to earn extra income, the biggest deterrent they have is they're constantly chasing after that shiny object syndrome, as they call it, and they're trying to do 15 things. The grass always looks greener on the other side. We know of some very successful coaches that would go up, become successful, and then get distracted and come down. And then this wouldn't work out, and they had to go back up because they do the activity that works, and then they go back, and there's no consistency to it. And if you want something just plain spoken, let me be a little blunt. I would work specifically in the opportunity space, in the job market, because in any economy, bad economy, people need a job. In good economies, people need a better job. So I'm either talking unemployed or underemployed, and I would have means to bring value to that group of people. And it doesn't matter if I was in the insurance space, the real estate space, the security space, like we're talking about tonight. I would be equipping people with a means to be able to earn income. As a solutions provider, simply in that, you can make a ton of money. And so that's what I would do. And what I still do, but I do a lot of other activity as well. So great questions. When we get back, we're going to be giving a book away. I'm going to give a book away, and some petroleum, some gasoline, some fuel. We've given enough of the other gas away thus far.
You have.
Right after this. Talk to you in a minute.
Unless you have the ability to get in front of the people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is that you offer, you don't have a business, you've got a hobby. And that's why I want to give you a free training on how you can generate as many leads as you want by the click of a button. Now that sounds easy, and I know it, I'm trying to make it sound easy, because it is once you learn how to program the stuff behind that button. But we'll show you how to do that. No worries, no hurries. Go to leadsbyterry.com right now. That's leadsbyterry.com, and I'll give you a free training right now on how you can start generating leads for your business. Are you in insurance, real estate, direct sales, restaurant, retail, and you need more people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you sell? Then go to leadsbyterry.com. That's leadsbyterry.com.
Guarantee you success, but he sure can help you eliminate the excuses made so far for not achieving them. Now back to the TW3 studio with Terry Wilson.
So you know a girl named Candace, huh?
Yeah, we had a good date Friday.
I don't even want to hear about this. Good night, my children. They're too much like their mama.
I did nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
So So we got some free stuff to give away. Who are we giving? Hold on a second. Don't say anything.
All right.
Don't say anything. Who are we giving? Let's see. Let's start with the free book. Who's the free book going to?
We got Chris Hill as the free book winner.
Chris Hill. Woo!
Probably terrible for the audio.
Yeah, someone's on a treadmill right now listening to this podcast. I hate those people.
Could you imagine? And there's like Mercedes with those really, really nice bass speakers, and all they feel is their car shaking like, go, go, go.
All right, and who won the free fuel?
We got Alexa Mabry.
Alexa, woo! We won't slap the microphones anymore.
That's actually probably going to have to be, fixed, but...
Yeah, I got a lot of post-editing to do on this show, I can already tell. Well, guys, what are we doing this week?
Shoot, what am I doing this week? Oh, I got fitted for my suit.
Yeah.
And then I did all my invitations. I did all my groomsmen.
For those just listening,
I'm getting married.
Trickle Down here is getting married.
Yeah, so that's... I don't know if...
To a girl named Nancy. It's crazy.
If no one's told you guys, you should know this now, which they're probably laughing at me telling them this because they're like, yeah, of course we knew that, you idiot. But, like, there's a lot of work that goes into a wedding. Like,
it's not.
There's a lot of little details. You cannot just go, hey, we're getting married on this day, turn up. Like, there's way more to it. Who would have thought? Not me. But yeah, my portion, a lot of my portion of stuff is already taken care of. So
I like to refer to those things as trifling minutia. But I just lost half the audience of women. Like, it's not true.
Within this year, I've learned two careers that I will never go down the path.
Weddings?
Anything involving wedding planning. Never in my life. No, thank you. And then anything involving fast food or food in general, I think, is probably.
Yeah, those are both very strenuous work.
Yeah.
In different ways.
Which I don't know which I hated more. I was definitely better at food. This whole wedding thing's tough, but
well, I mean, Alicia's handling most of it, isn't
Alicia's handling like 98% of it.
Just the 2%.
The 2% I had to do was enough to be like, whoa. And honestly, I know that, the statistics are kind of just up in the air. Like, I made them up a little bit. But if you really looked it down, you broke all the work up into, like, what I'm actually taking care of, it can't be more than 10%. Like, there's no way. There's so much more that she tells me about.
See, I know if Felicia's like your mom, they just thrive. They love this.
Yeah, I think she secretly loves it.
Yeah, she'd get married probably twice a year if she could. Yeah. Well, I just came back from a wedding last night. It was great.
Yeah. I saw the
very pretty wedding. Our cousins got married, and she got pulled in on a white carriage with a horse. It was gorgeous.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was very neat.
Alicia, don't get your hopes up.
So your mom already took pictures and sent to Alicia, you ought to try this in downtown.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. She could come in on a white stallion. And
I think what I need to start doing is bringing a hot take for every podcast, because I got one like almost always with me, and I can give you
what's a hot take? What does that mean?
A hot take is a controversial opinion on something that most people are going to disagree with.
No, this is a business show. We don't need to.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that. But this is a business thing. Weddings are literally just a monopoly. Like, they've literally just turned it into a business.
What Kevin O'Leary say that any business that deals with weddings he invests in, because that's when people will spend.
Why are they? You can spend $400 on flowers that go on your wrist. Why? Why can you spend? That should not. Who's coming up with this? Ridiculous. Just
well, it's a.
And then you throw it under the laws of tradition, and everybody's like, "No, you have."
Well, you know what something is worth?
Huh?
Do you know what something is worth?
Depends on the something.
No, there's a real answer to this.
I don't believe you, but go ahead.
You will after something is worth whatever someone's willing to pay for it.
I learned that in economics. I was about to say that.
And as long as people are willing to pay $400 for a strap-on.
You stupid people. You stupid idiots.
Come on now.
Come on. For the rest of us.
They just enjoy it, man. Let them have their fun. Come on. Don't be a Scrooge. Where's your Christmas spirit? Bah humbug.
I could be the Grinch of weddings. I definitely could.
You better not let Alicia listen to this podcast.
I mean, trust me, my wallet's paying for a lot of this. I feel like I've earned the right to complain about some of it.
Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed episode 441, except for this last part. If you're a wedding fan, or
I always end it.
matter of fact, let me just go ahead and apologize to all the women in the audience. This views expressed by this numbskull over here does not reflect that of TW3 or its sponsors or anyone else in this room.
My opinions are my own, but I stand by it.
Anyway, we will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for coming out tonight, and we will see. I think we're having a podcast next week. Yeah, we'll have a podcast next week. I think there was some planning, some birthday plannings or something, but we'll do that anyway because I think it's not till Friday. So anyway, I just thinking out loud because your mom said something. So anyway, talk to you guys next week, and we will be doing episode 442 then. Talk to you then.
Thank you for listening to TerryWilson3.com today. If you've decided you are worth more, then go to TerryWilson3.com now and get a free digital sample copy of the book. You are worth more. Listen, no one's going to give you what you're worth but you. So stop putting off and get started earning, enjoying, and experiencing what you are worth today. Go to TerryWilson3.com now to start your journey today. That's TerryWilson3.com.